I think that adults 10 years older, I think that they're the different generation. I think that they live a lot different lives than we do because just of how much technology is advancing in 10 years. So I don't think that they're much different than us. I just think that I think that technology has advanced so quickly that because we have smartphones, and I know that my brothers and sisters are gonna grow up in like a completely different world than I'm gonna grow up in.
I definitely think the generation before us is totally different. I mean, our generation grew up with social media and internet around us, so I guess like we always worried about who followed us and who liked our posts, but meanwhile 10 years ago it didn't really matter. They were just adapting to it and they had no idea what it was.
When I'm feeling anxious, I like to listen to music because it kind of takes my mind off everything and just calms me down.
What do you listen to?
Just whatever I have on my phone.
When I'm anxious, it helps me to like feel better when I think about the big picture. So like in the moment, it feels difficult and like it's like the end of the world, but like when you think about it in this grand scheme of things, it's just one little piece.
For me, the big thing is bringing those problems to God. I've always found that that's a big one that's always helped me, but also just trying to keep my mind busy and moving, going outside, doing different things, just to make it so that anxiety doesn't eat up my day or week, whatever it is.
I think most of like my pressure personally comes from me because like I expect the best for myself, and like I know that I can be good and do like good things, but also I think it can come from other people because they also expect like the best from me.
This type of pressure, for me personally, comes from the inside of me. It's like the Holy Spirit, like a way of saying it to like do the good.
I think it's easier to trust people your own age, but you gotta be like careful because they have less experience, but like more experience with the same kind of stuff you have. So you just gotta be careful who you pick to listen to.
Again, I would say older people for advice because, yeah, they are kind of smarter than you. Like you might think you're smarter than them, but in reality, they're kind of smarter than you.
I feel it's easier to talk to people that are my same age about certain things, but it's also good to talk to someone who's older because they might have lived through the same thing and be wiser on that subject.
I feel like what it means to be thoughtful about what the content you consume is just remembering that not everything is what it seems on the internet.
I think just understanding like what we are putting into our minds and reading or looking at can be like, it can have an effect on us. It can make good habits or it can make bad habits.
One thing I wish I could teach older adults is just that perfection using grades is not plausible and it's very difficult to achieve.
That you're never too old to take your next step in faith, if that's getting baptized or accepting God into your life. You're never too old to keep moving in your faith journey.
I wish I could teach older adults not to joke about feelings and think that it's okay to say something when it's really not. It's really hurting the other person.
I think that younger people do have a different sense of humor than like older people because there's a lot of like pop culture and stuff that goes into it, and it affects like what we find funny and like the new trends and whatever, and then just changes the humor, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like we all have a different sense of humor. I mean, the older adults might have had their sense of humor from like movies and stuff. We kind of get it from the internet, old vines to watch on YouTube and TikToks, but other than that, it's all kind of the same sense of humor. It's just new day and age.
So I love like going to church and being around this community because everyone is so welcoming and supportive and loving. Like there's like not one person that is going to judge you here or be rude to you. Like everyone is just so welcoming, and just feeling the love of Jesus from everyone is very like impacting.
I think that being a Christian, I really like the atmosphere that we create a lot of times. I think that it's a really, especially in renovation, it's a really connected atmosphere, and it's a lot about being connected to other people and just inviting people to come into the church. And I think that the sense of community that we've placed on Hampstead because of it, especially like what happened in Florence, how all the churches here came together and helped the people who were in need, I think that that was probably one of the coolest things I've seen.
Definitely knowing that God's always with you every step you take, every decision, he's always there with you, and also the friendships that you make through it.
I probably listen to influencers the most.
Influencers more than anyone else.
I would say influencers.
Probably influencers.
Probably listen to political parties the most.
I definitely listen to the media the most, probably.
I feel like it is okay to disagree with the point of someone else, just because it like doesn't mean that it's like you're totally against each other. You're just disagreeing on one thing.
Yeah, I think it's okay to disagree with people as long as you don't like think less of that person, like respect their opinion and think about it from their point of view and kind of talk through that and sort of see what you can come to an agreement about.
Older adults may have gone through the same pressures you have gone through, and maybe they can help you with that and you can grow away from that.
I feel like older people don't understand that social media has like a huge pressure on us, and that it can lead to like thinking lowly of ourselves and just not very worthy.
Just how to deal with like the changing world, like social media, just how to deal with all the distractions and focusing on Jesus and like making him the center of your like life.
I wish we could spend more time thinking about the negative thoughts we all have in our heads and how we have to be perfect when really we shouldn't. We're all perfect in our own ways, just the media and negative thoughts just get in our heads and the way we think of everything.
One thing I wish that Christians would in church would teach you is just like it's all right not to be like just fine when you're walking into church. You don't have to like pretend to be okay.